Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Jonathan Puga with another Get to the Point, and I am so privileged and so honored to have Armand Puyolt. Just this guy is amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass it to him and welcome you to the show, Armand.
How you doing, Jonathan? Thank you very much for inviting me. I feel blessed to have been here with you guys. I think it's going to be fun. So let's get this thing rolling.
Awesome, awesome. So, how's your day going? You doing all right today?
Oh, fantastic! The network marketer life. We just did a teleconference that went worldwide. We've done 3 meetings throughout the day. In person. It is just this is what we do. It's fun.
Awesome,
What it is
awesome.
if you look at network marketing in a whole, and if you feel the way I do about it is that you know what, this is not a job. Every time I travel, every time I go everywhere, every time I go around the world, you're hanging around family, you're hanging around friends. That's what you're doing. You're getting paid to hang out. So it's just fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So the first question I wanted to ask you, Armand, is what makes you an expert? Why should people listen to you?
Well, you know what? I'd hate to tell you that I feel like an expert, but what we've done and what I've done over the years, I've learned from many mentors, many people that they've been in the industry, and all I've done is just copy and created a system that works using a lot of powerful things that people have done before, and things that worked. I joined network marketing when I was 16 years old. That's how I started. And unfortunately, I started with the wrong company. I didn't even know it was network marketing, to be honest with you. When I walked into it, when I walked into network, was, and I tell this story to a lot of people. I says, you know what? I walked into a home meeting, actually a home party of a crystal company, and what I saw was an opportunity to sell products to people that I knew because everybody was buying this stuff. So I said, if I can buy this stuff wholesale and I can retail it out, you know what? I would make a killing. This is what network marketing for me. That was network marketing for me at that moment. I didn't know about it, but yet when I tried to get involved, the lady looked at me at 16 and said, "You're nuts." She didn't want to touch me. She didn't want to. She didn't want to, recruit me. And then I didn't know why she would not even tell me where she would buy this stuff wholesale. Because I didn't know there was anything about recruiting, anything about, what you got to sponsor me into the business. All that was like new to me. So
Right.
I went to one of these flea markets a couple of weeks later, and I found another lady selling the same exact. And I told this lady, I goes, you know what? Look, and I was very blunt, and I was speaking to her in Spanish, but I said basically, look, let me know where you buy this stuff. I promise to you, I will not compete against you. I will not come and sell in this place. I will go far from here, but just let me know where I can get this stuff because I have customers that could buy it.
Right.
And I don't know if it was because of the age or how it was. It's just the lady laughed, but yet she helped me into the business. And she told me that she's the first person who told me, you know what, you can get into the business. It's just I have to sponsor you in. And to me, the word sponsor, I couldn't comprehend why people need to sponsor somebody. I was like, just tell me where the wholesaler's at. I'll go look. Just get me. I'll go down to downtown Los Angeles and buy the stuff from the streets or whatever I have to do. It doesn't matter. I wanted to buy it and sell the product because one of the things that I learned from very young. My father was a lunchman, and he drove one of these roach coaches or lunch trucks, whichever you want to call them. And he did that all my life. And I used to go with him at 1 in the morning, and I charged people, and I did the business, and I knew what it was to really earn money. So to me, it was an opportunity to earn some money. So that was what it was exciting about it. But little by little, I learned what the business was, and it was funny because I hit one of the big ranks in that company, and I did it without knowing what network marketing was. And
Wow.
people didn't understand how I did it, especially at such a young age. And what people didn't understand is I did it doing it business, traditional business. That's one of the things that I did, and I laugh about it now, but I thought I did the business not in home parties, because there's no way for me to do a home party, at age 16, for somebody to be credible enough to sell to them, right? So what I did was I hired a lot of my friends that were in high school. They all wore their high school shirts and logos, and we went door to door like we were selling chocolates. And then, you know what? Every door, especially the girls that I had working with me, every door we knocked on, man, they took something. Either it was a candle holder or a coaster or a bunch of the stuff, and we were selling volumes of the stuff. I mean, people didn't believe the kind of volume we were doing. But yet again, I never really recruited anybody into the business because I didn't know about what it was recruiting. Network marketing to me came to be a real deal right after that, where I had a great friend of mine who was at a convention for that crystal company I was invited to because they were going to promote me in that company. And I didn't know what was going on. And I told my story on stage, how I raked up the numbers, and I remember everybody was looking at me like deer in headlights. Nobody was not even laughing, not clapping. They were just looking at me like, I cannot believe this character, What was he doing? It was just the weirdest feeling. Not only being in front of so many people at first at that age, but nobody clapping, nobody laughing, nobody talking, and everybody looking at you like you're the weird one. It was just one of those feelings that it was just horrendous, but we lived through. But thanks to that event, I met a fellow that got me into a telecom business that same night, because his wife was in that crystal company. She was one of the major players there, and he was one of the major players in another telecom company that I rolled into. And we learned how to make money. He taught me what residual income was. He taught me how he did it and what he did. And and basically, I was his shadow for a long time. And I learned from him. And that was one of those companies that, man, we made so much money. It was incredible, especially at my age. At age 18, I bought my first house cash.
Wow.
It was an incredible moment. But yet, just as fast as we grew in network marketing, I fell a couple times. And I've told people, in this business, and I can document the times I've hit $1 million a year, which is, and I can document how many times I've went broke. It was not fun. And sometimes I tell people, the reason people go broke in this business is because we believe in ourselves so much. When we look at another opportunity, we believe that that's going to take us to a higher ground, and we leave what we've grown. And sometimes we leave, and if you take that dive, hopefully it goes good. Sometimes it goes bad, but yet, for me, it's gone very good in my lifetime. So we've done well.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Armand. So another question I want people to get from you is, I want people to know who you are. Who is Armand Puyolt?
Well, Armand Puyolt, I'm a person, brother, that I'm here to help people. I'm here to help people, number one, to grow. It's not about me making the money. I've made the money. I know how to get to the money. I know how to, it's not about, the company or anything. It's about how many people we can help in a lifetime. To me, is how many people I can help to get financially free. How many people I can help to be liberated from all their bills. How many people I can help to be healthy in their lifetime. That's what this is about, man. You know what? When I got to the health and wellness business, man, I was dying, literally dying. And I was sick. I left a huge check, for instance, just for an example. I left a huge, huge check that I was making in a juice company to roll over to a coffee company because and I believed in the product so much. And when you find product that is helping you and you believe in it 100%, man, you know what? You go 100%. It's just what happens, man. It's what happens. Who am I?
Awesome.
I'm a person that wants to help you grow. I want to help you get to your dreams.
That's amazing. That I wish we had more people like you in this industry, man, because you really are an awesome person to connect with, and appreciate your answer there. So tell me, you told us a little bit, but can you tell me a little bit about your success story with TLC, your current company?
Well, the funny thing with TLC was originally, um, originally the company, when I was trying to put something together, it was not the idea was for me. It was not a network marketing company. To me, it was not even TLC at the moment because I had not met Jack Fallon, who was the CEO of the company just yet. We had not partnered up or nothing yet. Um, One of the things that for me was in my mind is that I started to hate network marketing at that point. I was going through some depression, some bad thoughts. I was going through. I was in another company which, I was seeing some things happening that I didn't agree with, between distributors and lines and everything. And you know what? It was only so much you can take where you can say, you know what, I'm out. That I cannot approve of this. I cannot tell my people I believe in something, yet I believe in the product because you know what, I believe the product was phenomenal, but yet
Right.
I couldn't fathom why things were permitted that shouldn't have been. And to me, that led me away from that. So, and it led me away from network marketing, to be honest with you. So, company because what, we were doing pretty well, and not as well as I would love to have been, but yet we were doing well. And one of the things that we were growing, my wife and I at that moment, was a company that was just selling products. And one of my ideas, and this is what I wanted to do. This is what TLC would have been before I met Jack Fallon. Was I wanted to be that ShamWow guy. I was going to go on infomercials because I know I can sell everything. I know I can sell. I can be that salesman. I can talk it out. I can get you to buy rock. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
powerful things. I said, you know what? If we have these health products, and I bring these health products, and I said, you know what? I'm going to take it to the world. I'm going to take it to the, I'm going to put it on night TV, and people order online. Forget about network marketing. I'm just going to do this and grow a business on my own. And that was the idea. We started designing the line of products. We started designing what we wanted. We started designing exactly the products that, at the same time we were working that other company we were at last, But yet, along the way, we're buying companies out. We're trying to buy products, the patents, and bringing products to us that, I knew one thing, Jonathan. I'm not a doctor.
Right.
I'm not a scientist. I'm not a person who creates product. I mean, I can tell you we can put two and two together and we make four, but yet I'm not that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not the guy to create something, but I am a businessman. And one of the things that I did and what I started thinking about is, what about buying companies that already exist? And just people don't know about these phenomenal products. And start bringing these companies to these infomercials, or start bringing these companies to, you start selling it out to people, and people have no idea what this is, but yet you're bringing them this stuff that, man, it's, people would hold on the Holy Grail, because of what it does. It's just awesome stuff. So we started looking, and along the way, a great friend of mine that was in that last company we were in, she knew I was very sick, and she led me to Jack Fallon. But along this time, we were, like I told you, I did not want to do network marketing again. So for me, meeting a man who wanted to grow a network marketing company, he wanted to sit down. You know what? I sat with owners of companies. I've basically, rejected money in cash for a lot of these owners, what they wanted to do, because I didn't believe in what they wanted to do, what they wanted success under, or what they believed in. I didn't believe their story. I believe it was the same old network marketing. I didn't want nothing of it. When I met Jack Fallon, you know what, it was like, I keep telling people, it's like love at first sight. It's like when you meet that person that, guess what, they believe in what you believe. They
Right.
think what you think. They have that drive that you want, and you know, he had that drive to be successful that I was looking for. And I also saw that he was a gentleman that, you know what, he could be, because he was a CEO of his own company, which was named Total Life Changes before we even got together. So it was powerful because I love the name, number one, because I love that name that he had in his
Right.
company. And number two, I loved the, you know, the drive the guy had, the dream that he had, what he wanted to do, what he wanted to progress. And that's what put me together with him, and we started forming what Total Life Changes is. And we started going pretty strong. I mean, it took about a year for the programming to get done, and between that year, man, I was going broke. You know, it's one of those things that, you know, when there's no money coming, and you know, we're building a company, all you have is a tea bag, and all you have is, you know what, you're losing money every day. You know what, you're
Right.
not downing the lifestyle, but yeah, you know, you're going broke very quickly. And then as soon as the programming finished, it was, I remember, February of 2010, and was ready to go. And it was not complete 100%, but guess what? We needed the money. We said, you know what? We need a roll. You know, no matter how it is, we'll fix it later, but we got to go because we can't handle it no more.
Right.
And around that same time, Jonathan, there was an incident that helped me push me to the level that I am right now, because it showed me something that's totally different. I collapsed under pressure, I guess, or, you know, I was sick before, and I told you, you know, I was sick years before because of, you know, that's why I fell into Ganoderma lucidum and everything, all these other products. But this time I collapsed in the kitchen of my house. I was taken by ambulance to the hospital. And the doctor there, after they studied me, after they told me, they did a body scan and everything, they said, basically, I'm dying in 6 months. No more than 6 months, I will be alive.
Wow.
Friend, changed me forever. Because when I was listening to everything I had, I mean, from high blood pressure to diabetes to, I had cancer around the heart. I don't, you know, and this is all documented, by the way. This is not just me spewing words. This is documented. We have, you know, we have the documents to prove this stuff. And you think about it saying, you know what, you are done. You know, a lot of people would have just collapsed and said, you know what, you know, let's go sit in bed and forget it, right?
Wow.
To
Yeah.
me, at this moment, I had no more money, because we spent all the money trying to get this company rolling, and we're starting this company, Jonathan, and they're telling me I'm dying in 6 months.
Wow.
To me, it was the hardest thing to fathom, because the one thing that crossed my mind, I don't know if you have kids at all, but I have kids.
Yeah.
And my youngest is 10. And the one thing I could not see is, if I leave in 6 months, what did I leave them? Did I leave them the problems? Did I leave them the bills? Did I leave them, what am I going to leave them? Are they going to have money to go to college? Are they going to have money to eat? Are they going to have money to live? Are they going to have money to be successful in life? Or I just, you know what, I just killed their life because Dad is dying.
Right.
At that moment, these thoughts are going through my head, Jonathan. You know, one of the things that I did was I got off the bed and I walked out of the hospital. Literally walked out against all doctor's orders. They're calling my wife, telling me I had to come back to the hospital. I walked out. Got out of
Wow.
there. And the only thing on my mind, you know what clicked and got me out of that hospital? I said, you know what? If the doctor tells me I have 6 months, that means I have 6 months to grow a residual income that my kids will live the rest of their life. I have 6 months
Wow.
to grow a company. I have 6 months to grow an entity, to grow a legacy. I have 6 months to grow something that my family is going to be well the rest of their life. My wife will be fine. My kids will be fine. Everybody will fine the rest of their lives.
That's powerful.
That was my drive, my friend. And that's what got me to where I'm at right now. You know, and within 6 months, we were pushing hard. And, you know, we pushed the mark where we're making really great money. At the end of 6 months, you know, the funny thing is, when I got to the 6 month mark, I was expecting to, like, you know, and I was counting the days, by the way. Now expecting like the 6 month mark, I was just gonna fall over. I just kept going, man. I just kept going, kept going, kept going. And, I think thanks to the products that we believe in, thanks to the products that, we have here at Total Life Changes, which they wouldn't be here if I didn't believe in them.
Right.
Man, you know what? I'm alive, man. 4 years later, 4.5 years later, doctors say I'm clean.
That's amazing.
Of any of the diseases I have, there's a little some marks still, where the cancer was, some black spots, but it's nothing that is. I mean, it's nothing what it was before. And you know what I say? You know what? Anything and I do believe this, Jonathan. You don't have an expiration date. It is. You live what you want to live. You believe in what you want to believe. I don't believe in a miracle product, but guess what? I believe your body is a miracle. And if your body's a miracle, and you can give it the tools that it needs, which are the products that we have, if you give them these tools, you can cure itself from anything, because the miracle is you. The miracle that God gave you is you, and you can do a lot of things that you have no idea of. And I know we can flip a lot of people, my friends, but you know what? There's a lot of people out there that are sick, and that's why I kind of made it a mission, my friends, of helping as many people as I can. I've been in places where people are dying. I've been in places, and you know what? I've walked streets in Mexico where people say, you know what, you can't walk into because they'll kill you. You know what? A person in your caliber, you can't walk in dressed like you're dressed. You can't walk in with that ring you have. You can't walk in with a computer. You can't walk in because you won't come out alive. Guess what? I think, a mission of myself that I know if something were to happen, it's there for a reason. Somebody were to kidnap me in Mexico, for an example, I know it's to meet somebody that needs my help. I'm here to serve, and that's what I'm here to do, my friend. I'm here to serve. I mean, the money's nice, but I'm here to serve.
That's one of the most powerful, inspirational stories I've had a privilege of hearing. So, just congratulate you for that, and man, you are the man, and that's just inspiring. I know it's going to help a lot of people when they listen to that, and that can just let everybody know that it doesn't matter where you're at, and you can get to wherever you want to be if you decide that it's time for change. So thank you for that and sharing that. Why did you decide to become an entrepreneur, and is it worth it?
Well, let me tell you, Jonathan, I've never held a job in my life. Never. And I think it's thanks to my dad. The very first thing my dad did, a lot of people, give their kids maybe money on the week, or, here's an allowance, or XX, whatever they want to give their kids, right? My dad wasn't that way. He was a businessman. I mean, he came over to the United States at age 16, and he started working. I mean, he was a workaholic, and you know what? God bless the man, because you know what? I learned so much from him. And one of the things he told me is that I'm not going to give you an allowance, but what I will do, he handed me products, and they were candies, but they were products. He says, you sell this with the money you earn. With the money you earn, you're going to buy more product. If you spend all your money and you don't have enough for product, you're done. So he goes, if you buy product and you keep buying product and you keep keeping the profit, or you reinvest the profit, that's up to you, but how fast you want to grow. So he taught me business from very young. Like I said, he used to have lunch trucks, and I used to go with him from 2 in the morning, and I used to love it. You know what? A lot of people, Jonathan, they love to play baseball. They love to play football. They love to play, soccer, hockey, or whatever it is. My sport was business, man. I love business. Wow. If I was little, I knew I was going to do something in business. Business was me. I was never going to work for somebody. I couldn't see myself.
That's pretty interesting that you sold some candy, because I used to do that too.
Oh, trust me, people knew me at school. Man, they knew I had the goods. I think I sold more than the drug dealers at the high school. So.
That's awesome. What is your ambition in life, Armand?
That's my ambition. My ambition is to live with my kids, to see my kids dream, to see my kids' dreams come true, to see and help people's lives change. That's my dream. That's what I'm about. You know what? If people ask me, you know what, your ambition is to make more millions or make more, you know what? That's beautiful now. I mean, I love the money. Don't get me wrong, but I've earned it, like I told you before, and I've lost it. I think, you know, in network marketing beforehand, you know, I've made a lot of money in several companies where I used to have meetings in California, here in Ontario area, by the way, and we had a few meetings, and we used to take everybody to lunch or to dinner right after that, and it was on me because you know what? There was so much money coming through. 102 people would walk into a restaurant, and I paid for everybody. You know, we were throwing money away because we were making it, but we didn't know better. You know, but when life takes a curve, and you learn that, you know what, the people that you helped, the people that you gave all this money to, they weren't there when you needed them. You figure out that, you know what, if I would have helped them in a different way, helped them with their lives, helped them get improved, instead of just buying them dinner or getting them to a better place, you know, or loaning them money, because none of that money we saw again. You know, I think if we would have helped them with their health, if we would have helped them with for them to earn the money, if I would have taught them to fish instead of giving them the fish, I think they would have loved me forever. I think that's my ambition right now.
Wow. That's a great answer. I really, you know, I admire you already, but I'm beginning to admire you more and more. I know that everybody that's on the show just is amazed with you. I mean, you're incredible. How can you make the company that you're with, TLC, better?
Well, you know, one of the things that from the very beginning, we can always improve, and you have to always be in the mind that nobody handed me and Jack a manual on how to build a network marketing business, right?
Right.
Nobody said, this is the way you open Peru, this is the way you open Mexico, this is the way you open a country. Nobody gave me a manual. You know how I learned on my way? It's been error after error after error after error. You know what? I'm a guy that's not afraid to make errors. But guess what? I'm the guy that's going to fix that error as fast as possible as soon as I commit it. And that's what it is. You know what? I'll keep growing because I'm willing to make that error. I'm willing to sacrifice and make, you know, I'm willing to make that mistake. Which a lot of people are just, I can see a lot of companies, they are afraid of making the mistake, so they're stuck in their little niche market that they have. We keep growing and make the mistakes.
That's awesome. So, why did you decide to partner up with TLC in the first place?
Well, the reason that I decided to partner up with TLC is because the power that they gave me was, you know, as a matter of fact, you know, I'm the master distributor of the company. With the stock that we have, I also hold a position of president of the company of Total Life Changes, but yet it has no real corporate power because Jack takes care of all the corporate side. What it does though is it gives me voting rights to just as an owner of the company, because that's what I am basically. But what it does is this: it gives us that how can I put this? Like the governments with the House and the presidency. Nobody can do anything without the House. Nobody can do anything with the president approve it. You know, so
Right.
you know, I protect the network marketing side. I protect my people that we're growing, the network that we have. I protect all the people that are growing underneath, so the company can't do anything to damage that factor. And then
Right.
I can't do anything to the company that can damage that. So we're a partnership where we have check and balances. And I thought it was have gone bad, or may have, I've been to so many experiences with a lot of owners of network marketing companies that, I was afraid, to be honest with you, at the very beginning. But the more I got to know Jack Fallon, you know what, the more I know that he's like me. He became my best friend. We just, like that night, man, when we met, I don't think we have a different dream, man. We're going the same way. We've never had to discuss. I've never had to use my power or use his power to really go against each other. we believe in each other. And I think that's what makes this marriage very well, because that's what it is. It's a marriage, man. And it's just what we've built here is a marriage that's going to work for, man. I'm not building a company, Jonathan. Let me just tell you this. I'm not building a company that will last 2 years or 3 years or 5 years. I'm building a company, my friend, that's going to be here way past my lifetime. And it's going to keep bringing residual income to families that build this. I believe in distributors that build the company making the money as a builder. I believe in people should make money. If you're building the company, you should get paid for building the company. I believe that any distributor, my friends, that builds a residual income, they should have it the rest of their life. And
absolutely.
that's what we're after, man. We're after that. Where, unfortunately, I believe this in my heart. The last 10 years, a lot of garbage has come through that destroyed the network marketing name. A lot of garbage companies that really have come through, and unfortunately, they've been pyramids, they've been scams, they've been a lot of stuff that people are afraid of network marketing, man. And
right.
You know what? We're about bringing back that good name. Bringing back that, say, you know what, we're about helping people. We're about really making wealth for people, and we're about, making a good life for the people. So we're back to phase 1, basically, of network marketing. That's all it is.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Who are your favorite mastermind buddies?
I would have to. I have a lot of great friends, and in network marketing business. I think I would. Man, I'd hate to. I hate to mention one and not mention another. Network marketing for me, man, it's about changing a lot of things a lot of systems that were out there that I didn't believe in, and try to do it my way, and that's what it was more about for me. But Dale Covert is one that, man, I love the man. I love the way he thinks. I love the way he ran network marketing. I love the way he handled his company back then. I have always appreciated, like, Robert Hollis. I think he's one of those guys that says it straight out. I think he was very honest. You know what? I've learned a lot of stuff from him. Also, it's just, I love, the way he laughs. I love the way he stands in front of them. I think the way people, see him, and I love how bold he is, basically, and wearing, shorts and sandals to a convention. So it's one of those things that I love.
I love him too.
I love. I think I've had the privilege of working with a lot of great talent, man, and all I've done is rob them from whatever knowledge they've had and made it my own. I think anything I can, I'm like a leech, man. Anywhere I sit and everywhere I stand, I take their info, man, and just go. Other great names, man. Off the top of my head, man, I can't really tell you. I just can't.
You named a few. You named a lot of them right there. And Robert Hollis, man, he's awesome. He's a very successful person, and you can learn a lot from him. And he's helped me too. So I agree with you totally on Robert and the other gentleman as well. So how do you get customers, Armand, and how do you get them to become loyal, satisfied customers to order month after month?
Well, look, I have a 5-step system that works on every single person. It doesn't fail. It doesn't fail no one. And I just tell people, just follow these 5 simple steps, man. And if you follow these 5 steps, I designed the comp plan for Total Life Changes based on these 5 steps, by the way, and the way I've always grown my business. And that's why we've had, great, I've broke records in various companies for recruiting because I've used these 5 steps. I've brought in more people than most people that have because of the 5 steps. Check this out. Number 1 is product. People have to understand you need product. No matter what company you're in, you need product, because a store with no product, people are not going to show up, basically. If you have a hot dog cart, man, and you only have 4 hot dogs and you ate 2 for lunch, you're not selling nothing. You're not making nothing. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you need product. Number 2, you need to prospect. And that's one of the big steps that we teach people, man. You know what? You're not going to, I know a lot of companies out there, kind of, and I think there's a lot of systems out there where they tell you, you know what? You recruit 2 and you made it. You know what? That's bogus, man. You know what? It's not about recruiting 2 or recruiting 3. It's how many people you prospect. Because prospecting is an art, and when you learn how to prospect correctly and you say they get you the right answers, you know what? You become a professional at this industry. And it's about, it's about being the fisherman. That's about it. But for instance, if I have my product and I have the tea that in my hand, that's what I use to prospect. And basically, I tell people just one simple word, just one simple phrase. It's, do you know anyone that would love to lose 5 pounds in 5 days for $10 a week guaranteed with a product so original, so organic that even a 5-month-old can use it? Would you try it?
Wow. That's pretty simple.
As simple as that, my friend. You know what? I've learned to love to live. So my kids love to go to these amusement parks. I don't know if you love amusement parks.
Oh, I love amusement parks. Man, I love them.
Definitely. But what do you hate most about the amusement parks?
The long lines.
Most people hate those lines, right?
Yep.
I love the lines, let me tell you. Because, see, me in the line, and especially like in a ride, it's going to be like an hour-long line. Dude, I'm standing in front, and what I got is a captive audience, man. They can't leave. No matter where I go. And I know they're there for an hour, and I got an hour to get them. So, look, and for me, going to these amusement parks is phenomenal because, you know what, I'll end up making more money than I spent just by prospecting. And basically, look, if I were to, let's just say I have the tea, and I'm talking about weight loss right now, and I have a chunkier woman in front of me, I don't want to talk to her because obviously I don't want her to slap me, right?
Right.
So I'll look around and look for a thinner woman or maybe a thin man, and just turn around and say it loud enough where people can hear you all over around, because you know what? The human instinct is to listen in on other people's conversations all the time, right?
Right.
People's conversations, no matter if it's not their business or not. So if you speak loud enough, people are going to hear you. So I go to the thinner person and I says, hey, do you know anyone that would love to lose 5 pounds in 5 days for $10 a week guaranteed for the product that's so organic that even a 5-month-old can use it? And you know what? It's guaranteed, my man, or your money back. And all of a sudden, that chunkier woman in the front of me, that I didn't talk to was like, what's that about? And then, and I start talking to both of them and loud enough where by the time I exit the ride, there's people waiting for me at the exit to find out what they're about. That's what this is about, my friends. It's about moving product, man. I'm about, you know what? I know, and no offense, because I know a lot of people love the online marketing and everything. I'm not an online marketer. I'm old-fashioned. I'm a man-to-man person. I recruit person to person, and I believe in relationships. I believe that a person that I recruit personally and I'm making my friend and I help them out, it's going to be very hard for them to leave me. It's going to be hard to lose a friend and say, you know what, I can't buy this from you. A person that I recruit over online, it's very easy for them to hit my delete button. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I'm very, and I know a lot of people make a lot of money in online. I've seen it happen. I'm just not good at it. I'm good at person to person, and that's what I'm about.
What do you think about these Google Hangouts like me and you? This is actually the new age belly to belly. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, definitely. No. You know what? I believe in changing thoughts. I believe in talking to leaders. I believe in, making friends. That's what network marketing is about, man. It's about making friends, about hearing everybody thought. You know what? I'm not right 100% of the time. I'm not. I believe nobody's right. But guess what? We all have opinions. We all have the manner of thinking that, you know what? I may get a great idea from a man who didn't even want to give it to me. Just by talking to him. It's just like, hey, why don't you try this? And nobody even knew. He's not even a network marketer. You never know where a great idea is going to come from. So I love talking and I love listening, man. And you know what? I think great relationships are built on that.
That's awesome. I appreciate that. How would you help a new person in your business, get started, if they had no warm market or a burnout warm market? How would you help them with the? What would you be your advice?
Well, to start off, I don't believe in warm market because I believe most people's warm market is just done.
Right.
So I teach people how to use the cold market, right off the bat. And the reason I do that because when people are expecting their warm market to come in, they're lazy. They wait, and they'll wait for that warm market. And unfortunately, I can put two people side to side, and I can put one person who has a warm market and one guy that I teach him how to, handle himself in the cold market, right? And the guy in the cold market will be recruiting and prospecting every day, and every day will be bringing somebody into the business. Where somebody in the warm market will be waiting for that one distributor to they wanted him because he's going to bring the world, and he's waiting for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and the guy tells him, I can't talk to you today. He just sits there and waits on the couch and keeps waiting, and the guy never comes in, while this other gentleman is bringing in 10, 20 people a day because he's looking for cold market people, and he keeps bringing people in. This business, man, is about numbers. It's about
Right.
numbers. It's a numbers game. And you want to know the secret about being a multimillionaire in this business? The secret is retention. The more people you can retain in the business, the more money you're going to make residually income, my friends. And if you can retain more of these people, and I bet you I can retain more people that are coming in cold into the business than people are in the warm market. They're looking for things. They're never happy. They're always jumping around from one company to another one. I can't deal with that. I love starting fresh. As a matter of fact, every time I swapped the company out and I went to another company, I've never went after my downline. I never try to sell my downline another dream. I went directly after that downline members from another company joined me afterwards. They found what I'm doing and they wanted to join me. Yes, but I never went after them. They came after me. See, that's a difference with when you have and you go after and you prove to people the business works because you use the cold market.
That's awesome. I think a lot of people, Armand, will be really refreshed with that answer because, most people are scared of the warm market, and, I've never really had success with mine, to be honest with you. And, I just love, I've built my business on Facebook and Google Hangouts like this. But, you're right. You're so right. The guy that's out there looking for new people, looking to help and start fresh, that is one of the best ways to do it. So people will love that answer.
Exactly.
Did you graduate high school?
No, I did not. I
Me
did not
neither.
graduate high school. I did not
Me
have
neither.
that opportunity, and it's not that I didn't want to, but like I told you about my dad and being a businessman. My dad was divorced to my mom, and I lived with my mom, and she was a single mom. And my lifetime, my childhood was not a happy one. I had a choice to go and live with my father who had money, but I could not leave my mother alone. So I was the one kid who was trying to work, trying to do whatever I could to help my mother succeed. To have something. It was we've lived out of a car when I was a kid. And I remember those things. I remember my mother giving us the last piece of food and the half a bottle of water that she had, and my little brother, which was 2 years younger than me, will suck all the water down because he didn't see she was thirsty also, and I can see her sleeping and with thirst and watching him, but you know what, she was satisfied knowing that, we had some food or whatever it was, but she never gave up. She was not a person that went after welfare. She was not a person that went after any government help. She had too much pride in that, and I grew with that pride because and that resentment that I will not give up, like she does. I got a lot of that from her. I says, what, no matter what happens in life, I cannot give up. I cannot stop. I cannot, I cannot trip me over. I'll just keep going forward for the same reason. And I owe that to my mom. My mom is one of those persons that I think, to be honest with you, she's my hero. You know,
That's
she's one of the
awesome.
persons that, thanks to her, we're around, and thanks to her, we had some food. Thanks to her, she tried hard, man. And you know what? I remember she was in an accident, and with the money she earned from that accident, she bought a house, but we lost it like half a year later because she couldn't afford it. And so we had a great life, but that was part of it, man. I think that's what built me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I guarantee that is because I noticed that a lot of people that had a hard life and didn't graduate high school. Most people I've interviewed so far up to this point, they always had it hard and they didn't make excuses. They went out there and they did what they had to do, even if they got education or not. But most people I know that are multi-billionaires don't have and millionaires don't even have a college or a high school. So I think this day and age it doesn't matter, in my opinion. So that's awesome. What is your biggest weakness, Armand?
I think my biggest weakness is that I care for people, and I don't want to see them lose. I think a lot of people, a lot of distributors, and from a lot of different companies will teach you to, just step away. And my weakness is I don't want to see nobody fail. I don't want to see, I don't want to leave somebody behind. I want to always tug them with me, somehow or another. And I think that is my weakness, but yet I adore it, so I'm not leaving it.
What's your greatest strength?
My greatest strength, I think my greatest strength. Give me a sec here.
Yeah.
Notice my computer was about to die, and so I just
Oh,
looked
okay.
it up.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, definitely don't want to lose
My
this
I think
this interview.
my greatest strength, I believe, is that I will just never say no. I will never stop. I would never, I will never stop helping people. I mean, that the same is my weakness. I think that's my strength. You know, a lot of people believe, and one of my great friends said it one time. His name's Ulises Alanis. Uh, he said it. You know what, Armand? I see you growing a legion, not you're not just a leader, you're growing a legion behind you because they will give their life for you. They will give everything for you. One of the things that people saw, I had an event which I rented out a whole pirate ship and I branded it with the company names and everything, and I took them on a party for 6 hours over Puerto Vallarta. It was just a phenomenal ride. And it over that they were not in the company, but they just came to see what it was about. Not only did they fall in love, they noticed that the people we deal with, the people that are on my team, the people that are here in the company, is not about network marketing company. It's a family, and every single one of them would give my life. They will give their life for me as I would for them. If I were to fall over the ship, I think everybody on that ship would have jumped over to try to save my life, because I mean that's the kind of that's the tightness we get here. That's what we feel. That's how we are.
That's incredible. That's incredible. What is your definition of true success?
My definition of true success, I think, is rated on how many people by the time in my lifetime I helped. That's success. How many people I changed their life.
That's a perfect answer. It's awesome. What was your lessons when you first got started, Armand?
Well, my first lesson that I got started in network marketing was residual income. I was literally lost. I didn't, I was selling door to door, like I was telling you, those crystal, material, the crystals, that cups and all that stuff.
That's
Without
awesome.
mentioning the name, but most people when I laugh because you know what. When I think back, I was like, oh my God, I got into, the women's company, and I didn't even realize, but, I got that, all that stuff in my house. But guess what? I was happy, man, and, we did make some great money. But yet when I fell into the next company, which was a telecom company, which was selling long distance at that time, man, we made a lot of money because we learned what residual income was. And thanks to the people that taught me, man, it changed my world. It really changed my world because now we went door to door, did the same thing we did with the crystals, but yet I knew that every single time they purchased or they paid their bill after that, I was getting some, and I was getting some residual income after that, and that totally changed the concept, my friend, of what network marketing is. And guess what? That, to me, I think it changed me. It really got me to know that, there is freedom here. There is more to a regular business. When they tell you that residual income is the millionaire secret, you know what, is not their secret, but yet, you know, it's right up there. You know, I think it's a really cool thing to have if you know how to use it and you know how to make it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I didn't tell you yet, but I love that shirt you're wearing, by the way. It's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. Is that like a Hawaiian one, like Roberts, or?
No, no, it's one of these designer, you know, they tell me, what are you buying these expensive shirts? I go, because I can.
That's awesome. I love that answer. So, what would you say to people that say, "Well, I can't find anybody"? Where do you find new people to prospect?
Look, I teach people to go out and prospect in the street. You know, one of the great things about my products that we have at Total Life Changes compared to other network marketing companies, that we teach people to do it differently, because I teach them my way, and that's one of the things that I love. I teach them to do it my way instead of somebody else's way. What I mean about that is that I don't believe in giving away product, and a lot of companies teach their people to give away product all the time. For instance, you know, in my last company, I was in a coffee company, and they taught everybody to give away sachets all the time to people to try it and see how many people you're going to fish in. But unfortunately, most people threw those sachets away, and I saw that happening, right?
Right.
And I believe that you know, giving away product is not a business. You know, you losing money is not a business. It's not going to get you nowhere. So even though we have a phenomenal coffee here at Total Life Changes also, I don't teach people to prospect with the coffee. I teach people to prospect with a product that nobody else will give you results today, not tomorrow, not the next day, not a week from now, but it'll give you results today, which is a tea. And that's one of the things that, you know, it's our workhorse. And when we do that, we take people with this tea, and we just repeat that one slogan that I gave you. We just, you know, do you know anyone that will lose the last 5 pounds in 5 days for $10 a week, guaranteed, with a product that is so organic, even a 5-month-old can use it? Who will tell you no? So if you go through person after person after person after person after person, and you sort through these people very quickly, man, you're making a lot of money very quickly, because with our products, this is the one that makes us different than other companies. And you know what? You know, I love network marketing. I love all the companies out there, and I'm not against any company out there, and I'm not trying to badmouth anybody. But one of the things that I have in my company that is different, that we pay people 50% to prospect. For instance, anybody that prospects $40 gets $20. So it becomes a real job to people. And when it becomes a real job, when you're prospecting 5 days a week, that's $500 in your pocket. Prospecting only. Any Joe can do it. Any Jane can do it. Man, you know what? That's a real job for some people. They can let go of their real job. They can fire their boss and dedicate full time to do this now. And that's life changing, because once you're doing this business full time and you're prospecting full time, that gives you time to grow your part-time business, which is the network marketing side of the business. And the reason I say we're two different businesses here is because the prospecting side is your mortar, your brick and mortar company, where you're going to make money for today, this week, to put money on the table, to put gasoline on the table, to put milk on the table for the kids. When you're building your part-time job now, because this is your full-time job, your part-time job is the network marketing side. And this is what I teach people, because this is the one that's going to grow slow, but it will become so big very quickly that it will consume the time from your full-time job, so much that this will become your full-time job at one point, and it will flip-flop. Then the other part, prospecting, will become your part-time job, and it'll become so small it may even delete from your resume, and you will only have this network marketing side. So that's what I teach people. You have to build a real business. You have to I love these companies that that get you out there, but you're not making any money prospecting, because people want to try the product, and every time you try the product, you only get points. But with points after points after points after points, people don't live on points. They live on dollars. And that's one of the benefits we give people, that every time they're prospecting with a minimum order of $40, you're making $20. And guess what? It becomes a real job very quickly for a lot of people. And that gives them liberty to really do the business right.
Wow, that's incredible. That's amazing. You're totally right. People can't live on points. They live on green. That's what it takes.
You know what the difference is, Jonathan? I don't know. Are you married, by the way?
No, I've been divorced for probably like 13, 14 years now.
But you married at the time you were in network marketing, right?
No. I
No?
wasn't. I got started late in network marketing.
Well, let me tell you a scenario that happens when somebody's married. Is that you go in another, in usually in network marketing, you would go to meetings at night, right? You would go to that Denny's restaurant, that Starbucks or whatever it is, and you're hanging out all night long, doing meetings, doing PowerPoints, doing napkin presentations, right?
Right.
And you're working your butt off to get this thing done and grow your business. Yet you come home at the end of the week and your wife's standing there at the door and she's saying, "Where have you been all week long?" She thinks you're cheating. And what have you
Yeah.
been doing? Well, I've been growing my network marketing business. But then she turns around and what do you got to show for it? And you go, points? Points don't work, man. You know what I'm saying? But if I
Yeah.
were to come back and I'm prospecting every day, and when she goes, "What are you doing?" Well, I'm growing the business. And what do you have to show for it? Here's $2,000 that I made this week. She goes, "Can I hold your bag? You need a driver? Can I help you out?"
Yeah.
It changes the perspective in your family life. You know what? It saves marriages. What we're
Wow.
doing, we're saving marriages around the world.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What's the most you've ever made in 1 month, Armand?
In network marketing in a whole, or in total life changes?
No, network marketing whole.
The most I've made in 1 month, it reached about 82,000,
Whoa.
and that was a
Wow.
phenomenal week.
Yeah. Phenomenal week. Wow. What's the most
That
you ever
was
made in
that was one of
TLC?
those weeks. Well, the most I've ever made in TLC, I'm about really close to about 57,000 right now a week.
Wow. Wow, that's pretty good. That's enough for one person. Like usually on a job, some people don't even make that in a
Exactly,
whole year. So that's a
exactly.
blessing. If you had to start all over, Armand,
hmm
today with what you know now, what would you tell your younger self to help you improve and do better?
No, Jonathan, if my younger self would listen, you know,
Yeah, if
um,
your younger self would listen.
I think I would have to run through the mistakes I've done to really make it where I'm at. I think we grow as we make mistakes, and with the lessons I've earned here, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I've really made some major mistakes in my career in network marketing, and I've lost a lot of money doing it. Like I said, I've made the millions. I've also lost the millions. I've been a millionaire in network marketing, several times, and I told you I've lost it, man. I've made some big mistakes because of that, and I think a lot of it is due to not knowing how to control yourself at all, and the drop, the thought money comes so fast. It's if you've never lived it before, it's very hard to really, um, it's really hard for, I mean, just to retain it because of that fact. It's just, I mean, let me just tell you this. At one point, I was making about 20 grand a week, and this is true, by the way. I was making about 20 grand. I didn't believe that money was going to go away. I thought, that check was going to keep coming the rest of my life, and I was spending money like I couldn't believe. But when that company closed down because of the government, guess what? I was stuck with nothing, my friends. And you learn from that. You said, what are you doing? Um, and that hurt the family. Hurt just hurt everything. Within even your parents got hurt. Even your even siblings got hurt because of what the mistakes you'd made, because it was helping everybody at one point. You know.
Wow. That's yeah, that's the tough side of things. So that I've learned a lot about that too. I wouldn't really change too much because I think you're right. You had to go through all the struggle and everything to make it. So that's absolutely correct, and that's awesome. So let's see here. What is the most important thing our listeners should be doing in their business every day?
Prospecting. I think nobody should go a day without prospecting. Prospecting is the meat and potatoes of your plate. You know, it is everything you're growing, and no matter what network marketing company you're in, if you're not prospecting, you're not growing. If you're not prospecting, if you're not out there every day, you know, if you are a network marketer, excuse me, pardon me, if you're a
Yeah,
network
no problem.
marketer and you are not growing, you know, you should just step back. You should do something else because if you're not doing it, you know what, Jonathan, you know, one of the things that I've learned to really not like about network marketing
What's
is
that?
the people that are selling the image, yet they've never made the money, then they're trying to teach people how to make the money. And
Yeah,
everybody's
I
trying to teach people
that.
how to make the money, but they don't want to follow somebody who's made it. And they're not following a mentor that has actually gotten to that place. They're trying to create their own way, but yet they're falling and they're taking crowds with them on to the floor. And that to me I don't like. I think that I think there should be something that we tell people, you know what, if you're not a certain rank, if you can't prove to me that you're making so much money, in a check, you can't be in front of a room. You can't be training people. You can't be showing people because that really, it destroys dreams. And that's what I think. I think those are the true dream killers of the industry.
Actually, that's right, and I hate seeing that too. What would you say is the difference between those that are making it in network marketing and those that don't? Would you just what you said, just not prospecting?
That and drive, man. Because prospecting is part of the drive. You know what? When I had 6 months more of life left, I was supposed to die in 6 months. One of the things that I had, that I had to do, I had to do things that, you know, other leaders would not. I would go to the swap meets, the flea markets, and try to look for people and walk around. People would laugh at me that knew who I was because it says, "Look, this is the guy who was, making the big money in another company. Now he's pushing a tea in a tea bag, in a flea market. What the heck? He's really hit rock bottom. So
Right.
for me to keep pushing, hitting the doors, making meetings, getting into businesses, that is pushing your business. And you know what? Not letting anybody bother you, not whatever anybody's saying, get on the way. Guess what? As soon as you are trying to grow your business, you are always the enemy. Everybody, you're the thief, you're the guy who's trying to steal people, you're the guy who try to move people, you're the guy who try to destroy people, you're the bad guy in this other company. You became the bad guy everywhere, and everybody's trying to ruin your name because they're trying to stop you. Guess what? You don't let it bother you, you'll always continue forward. And that's what we did. We continued forward, and we proved to everybody the truth because I think truth always goes to the top and always flows. The truth will always show everybody, no matter what anybody said about anybody, the truth will always come up. And guess who looks bad? The person who lied.
That's awesome. Thank you for that. I appreciate that question and answer. How many? This is a question I really want to know. How many times did you want to quit, and why didn't you quit?
I'll be honest with you, in the last company, I wanted to quit several times because of the way my people were being treated, and we caught somebody stealing people, and it was terrific. And he was a big name in that company also, and nothing was done of that sort. And to me, it bothered me because it was to me it was like permission for them to do it, and although I'm the owner and I respected the owner, but just knowing enough that that was permitted to me, it was destroying my. How can I sell something that I don't believe in it anymore? Me, I wanted to quit several times, but what kept me going was my people there, that they believed in me, and I could not leave them there just on their own. I didn't want them to fail because I've sold them a dream, and I'm not gonna be the one who made that dream fail. So I kept going, I kept pushing.
That's awesome. What would you say to the person out there right now that has been struggling for years? I'm sure you have a lot of friends too that have been struggling, just like I have friends that haven't made money. And what would you say to those people that love the industry but just want success so bad but just haven't been able to get that?
The first thing I want to tell them is you have to clear your mind. You have to forget
Right.
everything you've learned. For one. And that's the hardest thing because a lot of people learn systems or methods of doing the business that were not meant for your business. They were not meant for that type of business, whatever you're in. And when you're trying to duplicate a system that is from another company and bring it over and just do it and try to just put in the product and make it work, it's not going to happen all the time. It may happen, but the majority of the time it's not going to happen. So you got to know that. So, people have to clear their mind, number one. They have to stop listening to people who've never worked in network marketing. I know people love the motivators and all this, all these great books that are out there. But if the person has never been in network marketing, I would not read that book. I would not listen to that person because if he has not walked in the shoes that you walked in, that you're walking, you guess what? What good is that going to do you? If I'm reading about this guy and you guess what? It may make me feel good. It might make me want to push. It may make me want to keep going. But if it's teaching me to do the business wrong, guess what? You're going the wrong way.
Right.
I would rather pick up a book that person has been in network marketing. That person has done it. That person has success. He's walked the shoes. He's walked the steps you want to walk. I'm not going to go
Absolutely.
to a motivator that's a mechanic or that is a cook only. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To try to learn to do network marketing. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's just not, to me, you got to listen to a network marketer. And there's a lot of great books out there for network marketing that people should pick up,
Awesome.
I think you have to pick and choose, really, network marketers. You have to know that they're who they are, not just somebody writing a book and network marketing, but they've never made a dime. You got to pick and choose the people that really made it in this business and really follow their steps.
So basically, just ask for documentation all the time, right?
Not only documentation, man. It's just about. I think you have to. If you're the teacher, if you're the mentor, of a group or whatever, you have to literally have walked that walk. You have to have shown the way. Right. It's like I keep telling people. It's like me driving to my house. The first time maybe I would have asked for directions, but after that I know the way. Anybody how to get there, right. and but if you're trying to learn from somebody how to get somewhere and he's never been there, guess what? You're not going nowhere. You're going in circles.
Right. So let's see here. What was the most significant event in your life up to this point?
I think knowing that I was going to die in 6 months was the most significant moment in my life. I think it made me. My drive went up. I mean, literally, I did not sleep after that. I decided that my time was so precious because you know what? Your time becomes so valuable at that point. That's all you have is time. And you try to take advantage of your day completely and try to get, I was sleeping. I think one of the things I've not done is sleep much. I learned not to sleep much. If I sleep 3 hours a day, it's a lot. People will see me doing meetings with Portugal and Spain at nighttime, through the internet, but and they'll see me doing meetings through the day. I don't stop my art. You know what? I'm an artist at this, and you guess what? I'm going to continue painting, the network marketing business every single day, every single moment I have, because that's what I do. I think I love this. I love network marketing. I mean, it's some people love to cook. Some people love access. They love football. They love baseball. Man, I love network marketing. I've learned that. Guess what? There's nothing better for me to do in this world to do this, man. It's just I can help so many people at the same time and live the life that I want.
That's awesome. I love this business too, Armand. It's in my blood. So let's see here. Now, do you believe everybody can do this business, Armand?
To be honest, no. I don't believe everybody can do the business. I think you have to have the drive to do the business, and you have to have the want to do the business, and you have to have a why. If your why don't make you cry, man, you got to look for a new why. Just that simple. a lot of people, their mistakes when they try to prospect people is they try to convince people that don't want to do it. And it's like convincing, I like to put it this way, in one of my old companies, we used to train people with apples, and we used to teach people that, you know, that red apples is a positive apple, it's a positive person. A green apple is an apple with questions, and a rotten apple is the people that you don't want to deal with. You want to put 0% of your time. Why would you convince, or why would you try to convince people who don't want to do, that don't see your vision, who don't see your lifestyle? They're happy where they're at, and you're trying to convince them and this rotten apple to come into your basket of good red apples. You know what's going to happen to your basket of full, all these good apples? They're going to become rotten, because guess what? He's going to convince them to go negative a lot faster than you're going to convince him to go positive. So
right.
I mean, it's about that. I don't believe this is a job for everybody. But guess what? The people that it's for, man, there's a world of just, life here. It's funny because the other day we were joking around about, what about one day we run for president, of the country, the United States, what would happen, especially a network marketer, because, we get to be so popular with the people, and we, our name flows around so fast, what about we want to say, you know what, the funny thing would be is if I were to run and maybe get the position, would I want it at the point? Would I want the stress? Would I want to downgrade my money, that I'm making, to do that job? As it is right now, we earn more than the president. So, why do that?
That's awesome. So I have a few more questions, Armand, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pass it off to you and let people know how they can connect with you and everything like that. So, just got a few more here. Let's see here. What is a basic skill you need to master in your business, Armand?
The basic skill I think everybody needs to master is prospecting and sorting. Those are the two skills that people need to learn in this type of business. If you know how to prospect, but you forget to sort, you don't know how to sort through people, because sorting is so important in this business, because 95% of the people you're going to prospect, or they're going to come into business, or you recruit, they're only going to buy product. So you got to be very sharp in who's going to do the business. So if 5% is going to do the business, you have to be inclined to know how you're going to push these 5 to get success happen. So it's an art form, and you learn it as you're walking this. But you have to be driven to do this, to really learn it. People who are not driven and they just want, one of the biggest errors that people come into this business is that they see it as a lottery ticket. They want to be a millionaire tomorrow, but they don't see this work involved in this thing. And if they're not willing to do the steps and the work to do it, and they want to take shortcuts all the time, guess what? They're not going that far. It's just that simple.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, what would you recommend to somebody that is just online, like an internet marketer that wants to do a network marketing company, that doesn't want to do the offline stuff, that wants to just grow online? What would you suggest to that person to do if they were working with you?
Well, if somebody was working online, it's going to be very, very difficult, because again, I'll tell you, I'm not an online marketer, so it's, I'd be telling you, I can't teach anybody who's an online marketer to be an online marketer, because I just can't, and I'd be lying to them, so I wouldn't even suggest anything at that point.
Awesome, awesome. If
I would though refer them to somebody who's good at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Actually, that's a great answer. Great answer. If you were dropped off, this is a cool question, by the way. If you were dropped off in the middle of nowhere and had no contacts, knowing what you know now, knowing the principles to being successful, what would you do? How would you grow your business?
If I was dropped off in an area where there's a lot of people, it has to be a lot of people there.
Yeah, right.
And if there was people there. You know what? If I had rocks and sand, man, that's all I need. I'll become a millionaire.
Awesome. Using your system, right?
Definitely, the system works, man, and you know what? It works in every single business out there. And it's one of those key factors that, you know what? If I were to sell you a bottle of air, I can do it. And I will. So.
That's awesome. This is the last question, Armand. What do you consider the greatest accomplishment in your whole life up to this point?
My greatest accomplishment, I think, are my kids. I think I'm very proud of. I'm very proud of the children that we have. You know, it's a lot of, you know, we have, between my wife and myself, we have a 22-year-old, we have a 20-year-old, we have you know, a 17-year-old, we have a 17, a 16, and we have a 10-year-old. And every single one of them is just they're just phenomenal. You know, they know what they're doing. They know what they want to do. A lot of, you know, the boys work with me at the company, so they're doing the business, and they're doing very well. The girls are learning, and you know, my son, he's prospecting every day, man. I think he'll be the next millionaire.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, you know, I just want to thank you again, Armand, for, you know, stepping up to the plate and getting on the show, because I've asked some really, you know, very successful people like yourself, but they kind of were scared to get on because they were scared of the questions I would ask, and they, you know, they have this persona or whatever. So I just want to give you the respect, you know, for even coming on and showing me support and being a true friend and wanting to help everybody in home-based business, not wanting to hide what you know, and just sharing with everybody because you understand that reciprocity factor. So I just want to let everybody know that you need to connect with Armand Puyolt. And I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. You know, I'm the whitest Mexican you can find. So I love you. I love what you stand for. And everybody on the show, all my followers, need to connect with Armand. I'm going to post his fan page here below. Connect with him on Facebook. Send him a message. He can lead you in the right path. You know, he knows what he's doing. Okay, he's not. I don't bring anybody on the show that's fake or no documentation. This guy's for real. He has a heart for people, and you know, I just love what he's doing right now. So, what I'm gonna do, this is my final thought. I'm gonna pass it to Armand, and I want you to just leave our audience with a parting thought to help them in their life and business.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. Well, I want to leave everybody with this. Every single day of your life that you are working, that you are, whatever you're doing, I want you to reflect on what you are trying to accomplish. Are you doing what it takes to get your business going? Are you doing what it takes to get you moving? Are you doing what it takes to get you success, or are you pretending to have? You know, one of the things that people have to realize right now, and I am talking to every single one of you out there, is that you have to have a good vehicle to do the business. Network marketing, I think, you know, there's a lot of companies out there. There's thousands of companies, and you can pick and choose on which one you like the best. But you have to have a good vehicle. You have to have a vehicle that will give you what you need for growing the business. Will respect you as a distributor for growing the business. And you will be seeing the company grow because of what you've done. It's very important that you look every single day in what you are doing, like I said. You know, a lot of network marketers out there, you know, they look at themselves as people who know it all. Guess what? I don't know it all. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to listen. Network marketing is about making friends and making connections all over the world. It doesn't matter if they're in or not. Guess what? I'm making connections every day. And I'm making connections. Why? Not because I needed to recruit them. Sometimes we don't even speak about products. We don't even speak about companies at all. We just sit down and have a great meal. We just sit down and have a great chat. We talk about the families. We talk about the kids. Guess what? We're friends. But creating these networks of friends will help you grow your business, because when they need something, they need a company, they're going to reflect on a friend, and maybe you will be a lucky one. My friends, network marketing is about you. It's about you and your family and your kids. What are you doing for them? You know, people here to the United States, let's just say from other parts of the world, came here to work. They came here to build, you know, a legacy. They came here to build a future for their kids. And you know what we're doing right now with network marketing is we're breaking borders down. We're making a world market where anybody can build a business worldwide, no matter where you're from, no matter what color you are, no matter what religion you're at. Guess what? Network marketing is for you. Network marketing is for the person who has a dream. Network marketing is for the people, my friends, who want to be successful. And guess what? If you have that drive, I'm looking for 5. I don't care what company you're in. I'm looking for 5. If you give me a year, I'll get you making $1 million. But you have to do the walk. I'll be side by side with you. But all I need is 5, and I'll make a legacy of you. So God bless, and may God bless every single one of you and your families. Thank you very much for having me on the call, Jonathan.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Armand. And to connect to the next show, just go to jonathanpuga.com. Also, I'll have the link below here to my Vimeo channel where I'm going to have a replay of Armand's awesome interview. So thanks again, everybody. I really appreciate you so much, and I look forward to seeing you on the next show. You have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.